guess we should stream in.
Alright,
So,
I am
there.
Chaos. I assume I'm live now. I'm joined by FFVD and Falcon.
Alright,
co-commentating.
I am
We're gonna
Chaos.
be
I
going
assume
through
I'm
all the
live
stuff.
now. I'm joined by FFVD and Falcon co-commentating. We're going to be going through all the SaGa Frontier scenarios here, all 7 of them. I'm only going to be running a Red and T260. I'm running on a PS3, which is slightly slower than a PS2, unexpectedly, so we're just going to get right into it. So I'm going to give the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So Red is actually a pretty good scenario to start off with. All the scenarios, they try to make it so that you can start with any, but some are more complete than others, and Red is probably the most complete scenario, and also kind of dives into a lot of the mechanics of the game. Mechs and monsters, and human sparking and all that. Here we're starting off with the story. Red is driving with his father, Dr. Okanagi. They're talking about his old colleague, Dr. Klein, who's got into business with a shady organization and suddenly were attacked by an evil robot. I guess you two should introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is FFVD Games. I am kind of the baby of the bunch, and I'm really excited. This is my first marathon.
Hey Falcon, I used to run this game. Now I don't, but I still like it. And yeah.
You can see those sweet PS3 emulation pixels there. Maybe not on the actual capture. There's stuff going on there. So, Red's father was murdered by evil robot, and Red returned to his house to find it burning. And this weird dude here. We're gonna fight him. He looks pretty tough, but I think we can take him. Just kick him a bunch, should be fine. Oh, we're dead. Oh, it's the first death. That one's scripted, so it's fine. Because this guy shows up. And now we play as him. Temporarily. We'll be back to Red soon. So this fight, there's no real danger, just kick him until he's done. And then he pieces out. So Red is dying, and the only way to save him is to revive him as a superhero. This whole scenario is kind of based on the Sentai genre, where we're fighting a secret evil organization as a superhero. So now we are Al Kaiser, and as an Al Kaiser we need to stick to the hero code of conduct and keep our identity a secret and fight for justice.
The Forgotten Power Ranger.
Exactly. I'm not sure what the other Al Kaiser is actually called. I'm gonna call him Al Kaiser
Al Carl.
Gray. Al Carl, that's right. Great name.
Weird one.
So we flash forward. Red is now on this Regent ship Cygnus, taken in by his father's buddy, Hawk. So SaGa Frontier's world is basically a bunch of different planets that you travel between with these Regent ships. So a big part of all the runs is just taking ships to various different regions to do what you gotta do. And this scenario is special in that you are a part of a Regent ship, so you don't control where you go, it's just wherever the Regent ship is going. At least for the first bit. Here we're introduced to Red's love interest that totally pays off, Yuria. They agree to go on a date that they never go on. And a gimmick with the Red scenario is that you can get a salary. We're gonna go and collect that. After every mission, you can get more money from this dude. Now it's time for our first mission. So, like I said, it's a Regent ship, so you don't control where you go. And the next stop is gambling planet Baccarat. And while the ship is there, Red's gonna do some investigation into the Black X. And it seems like wherever they go, they happen upon Black X, so it's very fortunate for red. Baccarat. You'll see this in a few scenarios. It's a common destination. Talk to anybody?
Also, the music slaps.
That's true. We'll go over here, see some buddy squad members. Talk to them, they freak out and escape into the gambling machine somehow. We don't have that power, so we have to take the elevator. And while we're in the elevator, we transform to Alkaiser. So a unique mechanic of the SaGa series in general is sparking. When you use an ability, there's a chance of learning a certain other set of abilities. For Alkaiser specifically, he can learn Bright Fist, and he has like a 99% chance of learning it by using Ray Sword. So instead of using the move you selected, you instead use the move you learned, and then you can select that move anytime you want. And red, we want to learn sword abilities specifically, because there's a solo fight later on in the run that's very important to have sword abilities for. There's a safety strats that we'll be using just in case we don't get anything super good, but in an actual run you want to get Heaven and Hell, which is a very powerful sword ability that red can learn. We're about to be introduced to the first special battlefield. There's a few of the runs. This is the Magisphere. There's a mysterious eye on the floor, and this dimension belongs to Black X. It increases their power. It says triple here. I'm not sure if that's like actually accurate or if it's less than that, but it makes them more powerful. And there's a creepy eye. But we're Alkaiser. Nothing can stop us. We'll kick him a few times and good. And you can see red dabs when he wins, which is pretty sweet. So with that mission complete and Cygnus is about to leave for its next stop, we go back to the Cygnus.
Basically, SaGa Frontier invented dabbing in 1997.
True. It's canon. We're gonna get some more salary. Our boss. It's not really our boss, just human resources, I guess, giving our payout. I'm back next month. Apparently it takes a month to travel anywhere. So just think of that whenever we're doing anything. Scenarios technically last a while. You'll also be seeing me this runabout Cygnus a few times. So next stop is Shrike. It's kind of the ancient ruins slash home of the Nakajima laboratories. But it also has a bio-research lab, which isn't technically required, but you do get a very good party member here by the name of Cotton. There's a route that forgoes getting Cotton, but I find this route's a bit safer for marathons. And the time difference isn't so great that I'm gonna use the other one in this scenario. I think there was an argument at some point about which route was actually faster. I think the other route has ended up becoming faster, but not a huge difference. So this is a shady bio-research lab, and they're experimenting on this monster. And this is the first monster you'll see of this game. Monsters have a special mechanic where you power them up by absorbing other monsters, and the mechanics are very intricate. I'm not sure if anyone here is able to explain it, because I can only say that it's based on what moves you have and what order they are in, and the move you absorb. It's basically what affects what monster you turn into.
About it, yeah.
And it has some weird lore reasons where one of the moves is your head, one of the moves is your body, weird stuff like that. So we got Cotton. And this scenario also has the transformation mechanic that you just saw there, where Red transformed into Alkaiser during battle. You can't do that when anyone is watching. Robots don't count as people, so it's fine if they see, I guess, but Cotton cannot see. Even though, technically, soon you'll see a place where Cotton should have seen him transform. Oh, I don't want to explain it. I saved because I knew it was gonna, so I'll just restart here.
So the reason why Alkaiser can't be known by anyone as Red is because he has like a special deal with Alcarl that he'll get the powers of Alkaiser, but if anyone finds out, then he'll just die.
True. Oh, there we go. He moved for me. So next stop is Say's Tomb. We're gonna go here a little bit later, but that's part of a scripted battle that returns us to the Cygnus. And we want to do something here before that happens. I'm gonna reorder our abilities here because we want to get a specific transformation from a fight in here. So, what ability you get from absorbing enemies is somewhat random. And if we absorb Hypnosis here, we don't get the transformation we want, so we'll have to reset save beforehand. I want to absorb the Wonder Dog. That's the actual name of that enemy. Really great. The dog with the cape. And most of the times, because you can absorb any creature, I want to say no to the absorptions. In this case, I want to transform into the bat. The bat's got good, quick, and will, which will power up the ability we'll be using a bunch. It's not the final transformation we'll be using, but it will be the one we're doing for a while.
Gotta love that staircase that you just miss sometimes.
Hard to see, especially on some screens.
On my CRT, it's nearly impossible to see.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
So
Oh yeah, I cranked my brightness on my Elgato.
So this fight's for the Megatama, a very powerful item that gives you the Sacred Song ability. And you'll be seeing that ability a lot, so you'll see why we want to get it. Red's a punk when he's not Alkaiser, so he's basically useless. But we use the sword ability in case he manages to survive a single turn and potentially earn an ability. But he didn't, typical Red. So that's fine, Cotton's here. Clean up. Well, I guess we haven't mentioned the fact that there are no random encounters in this game, they're all on the map. So dodging enemies is a very important part of this game. And the big difficulty of this run... okay. Oh. We're not taking that. So that's what you don't want to see happen. I accidentally ran into the corner instead of passing the robot. Typically, we just take the fight because it doesn't take too long. But every fight you do advances your battle rank. And we want to keep Red's rank to 2 to make the end fights a lot easier.
Every odd battle rank basically doubles boss HP. The stats stay the same, but the HP doubles, so the longer the fight goes on, the harder it is generally in these runs. So you want to try and keep your rank as low as possible.
We're gonna remove some armor from Red because super later on we'll want him to die super quick. We don't really need armor on him right now. Because Cotton's gonna do all the work. Here's where we'll see the power of the Sacred Song. It's an attack all ability that does a lot of damage based on your will stat, and because of Cotton's current form having a lot of will, it will do a lot of damage. So it's a singing bat, which makes sense. They use sound to do stuff, right? Whole bat gimmick. Of course, it just depends on if you have the Megatama, so it doesn't really matter that he's a bat. Yeah, that's also true. What enemies you fight in random encounters or non-essential encounters changes based on your rank.
Yeah, each rank introduces a new type of enemy for each like overall type, like beast or mech or so on.
Well, apparently Khan's not around for this scene because Red just freely transforms here. Khan shows up later, it's fine. So, funny thing about the mechanic is that if people are put to sleep or dead or paralyzed and stuff in battle, you can actually transform because they don't see you.
That's weird.
But robots don't count, so transform in front of the robots anyway. So Wheel Slash, that's the good ability. It does a lot of damage, so we can use that for the later fight. I don't believe that goes into Heaven and Hell though, so we won't be that to spark new abilities. Gotta make sure not to absorb
Forgot
anything.
about that system, man.
So sparking abilities isn't super important in the other scenarios, but specifically for Red, it's very important.
Yeah, like some abilities aren't able to spark in others, so Wheel Slash can't spark in Heaven and Hell, but something like Slash can. Or Smash, I should say.
So there's ability trees, and so the sword ability tree, for instance, you can get double slash by using the regular attack and get Heaven and Hell by using double slash, and there's other abilities that can also get Heaven and Hell with that if we get Lead Line use. So next stop is Manhattan. We don't actually have any business here to advance the story, so we can just head straight back to the Cygnus to advance. But while the Cygnus is here in Manhattan, it's going to pick up some shipments from the Gucci company, which isn't Gucci, or however you pronounce that at all. And Uria, because they make some sweet purses, was checking out the merchandise secretly and found that instead of purses and stuff, there's a bunch of guns in the boxes. Someone's using the Cygnus to ship weapons illegally instead of purses. We're gonna go back because we haven't left Manhattan yet and see what's up. And we got the merchandise from this Campbell company, so we're gonna see the Campbell, but we're not being allowed in. That's when our boy Fuse shows up, and because he's a cop, he's allowed to get entry, and says we're his partner, so we're allowed in as well. And you might have noticed I quick saved before this cutscene. This is actually a pretty long cutscene for SaGa Frontier, and there's a battle right after. There's no actual chance of me dying to the battle, but it's always good to quick save before any battle, because never know. Could be a weird combo that makes things go bad. Yeah, we talked to the company president, and she's like, I don't know anything about it, that's weird. And Fuse is a cool customer. He's just putting pressure on and then seeing what they're gonna do in reaction to it instead of being super direct like Red is. So back on the Cygnus, there's a pirate ship coming at us, potentially sent by Campbell Corporation. And force encounter. But this encounter's no big deal, we're just Sacred Sound to kill them instantly.
Hockey's the cutest enemy, by the way. Don't at me.
So while we're doing the fight, pirate snuck up on Captain Hawk, and then another pirate sneaks up on us. And we're all captured now. A Fuse is here to save the day. So the ship's been taken over by pirates, so we're gonna do some sneaking around. Try to get them without them noticing us. There is a strat where you take the front and do some crazy enemy dodges, but I'm just gonna take the back way. A bit easier, not too much slower.
Yeah, there's enough enemy dodges in this run. There's no need to add more to it, honestly.
Yeah.
So first thing here, we're gonna recruit a BJ and K. To do that, we have to do this fight here. And this enemy's actually strong enough to survive the Sacred Songs. Gotta attack with Fuse to complete the fight. Try to spark an ability with Red while we're at it. And now to recruit BG and K, we have to leave the room and re-enter to load the robot. He's only temporarily recruited though, he'll leave after the mission's complete. We can get him again right afterwards, so big deal. As well as that, we're also going to recruit Rufus here. Mostly just so we can steal his equipment. He's also going to be leaving as soon as the mission's done, so just want to steal all of his equipment before he leaves. Nothing weird happened there. This guy unequipped something without noticing. So we're gonna load up the robot. So robots work, they don't level up, they just get their stats based on the equipment they have, so you can just throw on any equipment you want on them. You can equip them with all armor, they have no specific slots for anything. I picked the wrong party, that's fine.
Someone in chat said, pretty sure that's Knuckles with sunglasses on.
Yeah, basically.
It's really, really easy to make a mech strong enough to fight most of the bosses in a given scenario. So for speedruns, more often than not, you use mechs and just load them up with equipment and just blaze through everything.
There's only like 2 scenarios that don't use mechs. One because we have something better, and the other because we can't.
Yeah.
So this is a fun section where we have to run super fast, and if we don't, we die. Even opening the menu slows you down enough so that you die. It's like frame perfect or something crazy. But we just hold left and it seems fine, but it's really easy to die there if you're not careful. Especially don't quick save there. So this is the Platahooks fight. Pretty simple. Just use your best abilities. The first half of this run is super basic, so...
Oh yeah, it won't get super duper interesting for like another 40 minutes.
Last few areas are intense in terms of jumping.
I don't think that goes. Oh, we got a sweet comet here. It is a platypus pirate. He's the first mate of the pirate crew. You see him in a couple other scenarios. At least in Riki. Not sure if you see him in any others. So he pieces out and sends it. Take us out.
Little platypus pirate babies.
So we got the Cygnus back, but we look outside and we see the Black Ray. Instead of shooting us, it shoots the pirate ship because they failed them. So lucky for us. The Black Ray is a secret battleship of the Black Axe organization. Basically everything from Black Axe is secret. Being a shady organization and all. They'll get paid. And recruit our BJ&K robot. He's the medic bot of the ship, so he can heal humans. Kind of robot gimmick. Moving Cotton to Party 2 because he's our crowd control. And BJ&K is our solo enemy force at the moment. BJ&K can do super damage to a single target. Cotton can use Sacred Song to control any mob we run into. So next up is Kurong. It's like the hub of the SaGa Frontier world. You can get a flight to basically anywhere else from Kurong. It has a seedy underbelly as well. So Red's just going around asking about Black Axe, you know, as you do. Some punks make fun of him for his hair. Red's cool now. He doesn't start a fight. When we return, the punks are on drugs. Freaking out. And one of them turns into a goblin. Or a yeti, I guess. Because these drugs are no good. But Yeti's no big deal. Just switch to BJ&K, shoot him with the laser. And we find out the person that dealt them the drugs, this dude over here. I chase after him. First we're gonna buy some mirror glass. It's good equipment for powering up robots. Gives good stats when you equip them to a robot. Right. Slimes. I'm gonna buy a secret board over here. It's equipment specific to robots that give them good stats as well. Yeah, the run speed is pretty fast. It's almost too fast though. It's really hard to control. But
Just a titch too fast, yeah.
it makes it
It's still
very
nice,
skill based. Better than too slow. Oh, caught. We'll take the fight.
What leeway do you have for the battering?
Not too much. There's not a whole lot of required fights, but the final dungeon essentially has a bunch of required fights. Possible to dodge.
Required fights or you soft reset for days.
Yeah. We chased the drug dealer, but he was actually that weird circle that we just passed. And there's a weird joke here where, because our next stop is Kyo, and all the residents of Kyo look like the drug dealer, everyone on the ship just looks like the dude. Lost track of him. So, next stop is Kyo, obviously. But we have no business here, so we're just gonna peace out. But first we gotta fly there. So we're peacing out from Kyo because there's nothing required to do here. So we're back on the Cygnus. And next up is Shingiro, which is a common area in a lot of the scenarios. It's got the arena and a bunch of ruins that have good items that you want to get. We don't have much to do here this time around. We will be returning. But for now, we're just going to see the sights. First tech is to cut in a line. So we can morph and take part, but we're just gonna watch. It's not required to actually compete in the arena. We just gotta see Verba fight. One of the generals of Black Axe. He's got some style, though. And he shows off his special
I
gimmick.
agree.
That'd be cool to have
That's
a
honor, I
gimmick.
agree, yeah.
Yeah, this fight, you just watch until he counters enough to defeat the enemy. And after the fight, we look up and we see Dr. Klein, your father's former associate that's working with Black Axe. We're gonna try and chase after him. That screen's a little bit tricky if you mess up even a little bit. Get caught by those buddy squad people pretty easily. And we go back to where we saw Dr. Klein, but in his wake, or in his stead, is the Goblin. And he's gonna fight us. Dr. Klein told him to. But we got caught. Doesn't matter. But before we can look into Dr. Klein some more, we get called back to the Cygnus. And at this point, we realize that being on the Cygnus is kind of limiting us in our ability to look into Black X, so we're gonna quit being a crew member. We're gonna give Hawk the news. We're gonna be all like late. And he's like, don't you want to say goodbye to your love interest? And we're like, nah. And we never see her again. The life of a hero is hard. We land in Yorkland, but we fly immediately to Kurong. It's the only destination you can go to from Yorkland. And we're gonna head back to Shingiro. Because we know there's something way to Black X here. It's time to investigating. I guess there's a few ways you can go about the investigation. The fastest way is just get caught by Black X. We're gonna do that here. So this is the reason why we unequipped Red, and the reason why we have no one in the first party. Because we want to die quickly here. Get caught by the hypnosis gas, so we start the fight, go to sleep, and
Get hypnotized by the sick backflips.
Buddy Squad got some moves. And game over, second death of the run. But also intended. So now we're in Black X jail. Just gonna walk through the bars, no big deal. And we are taken to the torture room. Actually, it's their brainwashing room. So it's revealed that people that do well in the arena are taken here and brainwashed to become Black X members. And the arena is just a front for Black X.
We also get this sick theme here.
Oh dang, so I have 200 HP, so... Cha! And all of our other companions are in jail right now, so we're gonna go free them. By killing this cute little animal.
No, not my Rocky.
For some reason, that was the guard, despite looking like a Putty Member Squad.
Gonna fool you into turning away by looking cute. I guess trading Rocky for Doll is a fair trade.
Yeah. For some reason, you can recruit Doll earlier, but if you don't, she still joins here. Now we're going to take down the arena. gonna throw some armor back on red. And check a bit. There. We're going to be doing another transformation at the end of this fight, so just gotta make sure we have the abilities in the right order. Yeah, this music's kind of Wild Arms-ish. Needs more whistles, though. So this is the first general fight against Burva. His gimmick is that he counters regular attacks or physical abilities, so we're going to try to avoid those. But we're still going to do them with red because we need to spark some abilities. Ball swing is also good. We have good enough abilities to survive the solo fight, but we still want to try to get Heaven Health. Because it combos well with our other moves. And is also really powerful in and of itself. They'll all die, but it doesn't really matter. Just the one-time watch you see her. Yep. First general is a wrestler. That's pretty hype. No good sparks though. Should be enough to kill. I lied.
Decent, so... yeah.
Alright, red still has that. I mean, Al-Qaeda. Alright, now that'll definitely 100%. Still alive. Okay, I have no idea. But the laser cannon, let me tell you.
One more turn,
Alright,
then maybe another.
no more fun. Now he's dead. I don't know anything about this game.
Does anyone know anything about this game?
Can anyone truly know SaGa Frontier? The first general you defeat gives you the Final Crusade ability with Al-Kaiser's ultimate move.
I don't think the devs even know anything about this game.
So what Final Crusade does is, it's like the Mermaid ability actually, where at the expense of 1 LP from red, give super heal to all your other party members and revive them. Because of the LP system where if you run out of LP instead of HP, you're super dead, there's no actual revive ability, just healing is enough to revive people. Unless they run out of LP, then they're dead forever. We're gonna head to Shrike, because we're about to recruit Engineer Car, who's the unsung hero of SaGa Frontier. The only requirement to recruit Engineer Car is that you have another robot in your party. And because we have B, J, and K, we can recruit him. And you'll see Engineer Car in a lot of scenarios, because there's a lot of scenarios that rely on robots because of how broken they are. How quickly you can make them powerful. Next up is Kyo, because we know the drug dealer is from Kyo, so we're going to investigate what's going on with that. But before we do that, we're going to head to the garden. Recruit Rabbit. Another robot.
Dr. Duty, yes, we are doing all the scenarios.
We're going to head into this building there where we saw someone enter, and Rabbit able to detect a secret entrance here, so we're jump into it.
Out of the hard dodges. Oh boy. Really it's hard for me. I've always had trouble with the green putty guys.
Once you understand their move, not too bad. There is one really hard one later on. Okay, we're good. I get very tense playing SaGa Frontier, so I have a lot of weird noises I make. Alright, it's just one putty squad, so we can just punch him.
In general, just makes you tense. Makes everyone tense, really. And then you beat the bad and win and throw your controller across the room.
Basically. We find out they make drugs here, the drugs that turn people into monsters, so we're gonna blow up the facility with bombs we apparently have. So we're gonna set up us a bomb and then head out.
Final Fantasy VII style.
Exactly. Oh. Oh, dang it. There's a lot of green members, but they move in kind of weird ways, so you can kind of control how they work. This one you just gotta don't stop for nothing. Yeah, actually, that was impressive. I'm gonna pat myself on the back there.
Good job.
I always get caught by that. Or we're gonna equip up a bit here. Get our robots super powered. We do get a lot of good equipment just throughout the run here, so we don't have to make use of the junk shop, but we'll see that. The junk shop in the next run. And we want Engineer Car specifically at the top of the party here because he's going to be absorbing an ability at the end of this fight. The Tiger program, which gives him Tiger Rampage, is a super broken ability. This is Black X, a mysterious robot. Or M-Black. Excuse me, Black X is the organization. You can kill him first turn if you get a good combo. But we didn't. Take a couple turns. Typically you associate Tiger Rampage with Mystics, but robots can also do it. Smash. Smash can lead into...
Into itself, so whenever you can, it's best to use it because you can just generate combos right then and there without really worrying about what ability happens when.
We'll be seeing it later today.
So I will say this run will go overestimate because I'm playing on PS3, but it shouldn't be too bad. Just looking at my splits and yeah, but we'll make it up later in the marathon.
I'll just have to play really well.
So the estimates for me for this run and the next one are more suggestions than anything.
Typical SaGa way.
Yeah.
The game shall decide your fate.
It was.
Yeah.
I'd actually be doing pretty good if I had an actual PS2 going here, but good thing I'm not sucking. That'd be really bad. But speaking of sucking, here comes the CTC building. This is one of the hardest, the second hardest dungeon in this game, perhaps. Tartaros is up there, and the final dungeon in this scenario is #1 with a bullet. The absolute hardest.
The rest can go really well, whereas the final dungeon in Red cannot.
Yeah.
Like, it just owns you.
It's always suffering. This dungeon isn't so bad in terms of... It's very unique, let's say, because of the stairs. You'll see when we get there. It's not the typical difficulty SaGa Frontier of just knowing enemy patterns and being able to dodge them. There is a little bit of that. They're a little tricky. Stairs are the real... Hopefully I can perform that, pull them off.
Yes, this is the Campbell building. Campbell owns the world. With their chunky soups.
So, and we're here because we know that Campbell's in some shady business because of the pirate situation. And as soon as we get here, we're attacked by the Putty Squad, so obviously Black X is involved. So we're gonna make our way through to Campbell, see what's up. But this building is big. You thought the stairs in FF7 were bad. Well, they're probably longer, but not as threatening. So this room is interesting. You actually have to use the walk animation to pull this guy. Rarely seen walk animation. Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
And okay, so regular dodges are good. Now the stairs section. So I'm gonna be probably not talking at all, because I need focus. But it speaks for itself, really.
I remember this now. No. Oh man.
PTSD.
Yeah. This is an area where, if you're not careful, you can easily increase your battle rank and make the last few fights really hard.
Yeah, this section is very, very precise.
One fight's fine. I shouldn't have gone for that. It's fine.
Worth it.
So I'm gonna run for it and hope for. Okay.
I believe you're still on level 1. You haven't fought enough battles to, or enough battle rank battles to increase it to 2.
Okay. We get through after that.
This scenario isn't quite as tight as other scenarios with battle rank, but it's still, because the last few dungeons are really hard, it's still important to try and avoid encounters as much as you can. Give yourself a
also-
leeway.
You can still win the final fights with rank 3. Something you want to avoid at all possible.
I'm a bit more random, because as the fight drags on, you have a higher chance of just getting destroyed.
That's the first stairs section of 5.
I had actually completely forgot. I remember the base, but I don't remember this at all.
How could you forget?
I wonder why.
This one isn't as bad. Just gotta. There's basically 2 columns, or yeah, 2 columns you can go up on the stairs and spawn in either of the 2.
Control the stairs as well.
But yeah, controlling the stairs is weird because you can only go in 4 directions, controlled by the diagonal inputs. And so you gotta be using diagonal inputs going upstairs. I think you can use up and down, but hard to know what direction you're actually going to be going. And this is the real, so this is hyper-focus time.
Yeah, you thought the slimes were hard? Take a look at this.
It's good just to, whenever they decide to extend their limbs and you get caught, and there's a fight.
Oh, okay, I got that. There's nothing I could do there.
Oh, man. That looked like you were past it.
I thought so. Ah. I'm not taking that one. No, I'm not.
Seriously.
Okay. You press triangle and R2 to quick save.
R1 starts select to quick reset.
A PS3 takes.
Yeah, PS3
Do
loads
this.
aren't making this any better.
So I want to those as much as I can. All right, I'll take it. Don't want to be here forever. How much I could do there.
It's so hard to control, trying to like precisely go in between the players can be rough.
Yeah, the reason why PS3 loads are really, really bad is because the PS3 plays all PS1 games through emulation.
Yeah, fastest speed, PS2 fastest speed helps this game a lot. Helps most PS1 games a lot, honestly. There are some like Wild Arms where it doesn't, but
It does, but I haven't set the PS versions also. I'm screwed.
why'd you start talking, Chaos?
No, there's nothing I could do there. That was.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So as Chaos was saying, the PlayStation Network version that was released only in Japan is actually faster than the PlayStation 2 version on disc.
Yeah, you can make like really run it on like Vita or PS2 or something and save a ton of time on loads.
Alright. Not good section there.
I hope the bass goes well.
Ah,
I don't get them too hard.
So next section is bad. Just a bunch of roly-polies going down the stairs.
Look at them having fun bouncing.
Kind of cancel the spawn by moving up at the same time it spawns, so that's what I'm trying to do there. But we're getting pretty dangerous with the amount of encounters we're taking, so... I think we're on battle rank too.
Yeah. How many required fights between now and last bosses?
Not too many required. A lot of potential though.
You could probably force Battering too by just quick resetting, but that just wastes time.
This area is not bad. You just gotta take the far end of the turns and you're fine. Now we're in Campbell's office, but Campbell's not here. There's a gangster, so we have to take out the gangster first.
Gangster and his army of Roombas.
Yeah. So that's the combo we want to see. I think it's gonna die immediately. That gets everything. I lied. Sacred Son will take care of the Roombas though.
The Roombas have become too powerful.
Through the day. And after that, we go outside. The lights are off, so we can morph conveniently. Time to fight Campbell, who is secretly a general of Black X, Spider Queen Arachne. Naturally. Always remember to switch to Racor once you're Alkaiser transformed. So you do a bunch of moves that combo well together. Take her out. Hey, we got heaven now.
Hogs in chat.
Aim doubler. Now we can just spam heaven hell for the rest of the game. Now we're comboing as well.
Battle Arena always reminds me of PS1 Spider-Man.
I wonder why. And there's just one more area before we go into the end game. We've taken out 3 of the 4 generals. One more to go. Our arch nemesis, Schuzer. Before that, we're going to do a save to strat here where we're going to get Vitality Rune on red. If you have Heaven Hell, it's not likely that you need this, but it'd be foolish not to get it in a marathon, so... Vitality Rune, you cast it and it heals you every turn, as long as you live. So it's really good to have, especially for a solo fight. So back to Kurong. I'm not sure why we investigate here. I guess we're just looking for information, and Annie tells us about a secret base here. Not as obvious to go here as it is the other areas, though. But you talk to Annie, she has information on Schuzer, so you buy her dinner. Rufus is just kind of hanging out up there, all intimidating. Let's go. Big. Buy some more stuff. I think we got a drop for armor gloves, so we didn't have to buy that many. We don't have any use for money after this. No biggie. Some abilities here. Prepare the Tiger program. And get the Vitality Rune and Final Crusade on red. The amount of abilities you can use at a single time in battle is limited to that list, but you can have more abilities learned. Only one enemy, so we can just... and they explode for some reason. And because we have Annie with us, she can show us the way of walking across this pipe. It's very important. Now we're set for the dodge. Next room, I'm not going to bother resetting because the dodge is so hard that if I fail it, I fail it. Okay, I'm taking the fight, apparently. It's impossible. Got caught on the wall there. If I do this, okay, I did the impossible one, but didn't do the simple one. Well, it makes up for it. We got a mid-boss here by the name of Cyclops. We don't really need to... Okay, I thought froze there. Okay, everything's fine. We don't need to learn any abilities on red, so we're just gonna have him defend. He's useless without transformation. Got a good combo there. And the reason why we're using all these specific abilities is they'll kind of combo into and out of each other really well. So even if you get a weird turn order, you can get decent combos. That's the Cyclops dead. No, that just dead. Lied to me. One day I'll call it death, right? There we go. How we want to manage the parties is moving Cotton into party 3 whenever there's a random encounter that we just want to Sacred Song, and otherwise keep them in party 1 for boss fights. Wrong way. Loot is the longest? No, this is the longest. At least in terms of speed.
Feels like the longest. The last boss just drags.
It just occurred to me that I accidentally turned down my headphones, so I might not have been hearing you guys talk. I was like, everyone's super quiet. So, whatever they said, I absolutely agree with it. My headphones are weird. They have a wheel for controlling the volume, and sometimes brushes against my clothes and turns it down without me noticing it. Next up is the final general, Schuser. Starts with a group fight, but then a solo fight happens afterwards. And then we'll be going into the end game. So we're gonna be over time, probably like 15 minutes, maybe more, maybe less. Be good. And this group fight's pretty simple. Get a good combo, it lasts one turn. It's not my fault entirely. Well, it's my fault for not testing, so yes, it is my fault. But who would have thought? Because when I use my PSP, the capture goes fine, or I use the retro tint to convert to HD and it goes fine to the monitor, but for some reason when I go to Elgato it messed up. And only for this game. Maybe other PS1 games. And my other capture device is broken. PS3 it is. So shoes or group fight
as well
is
as
over.
as well as pointing out, it just means we get more SaGa.
True. Now we're getting the Alkaiser v Schuser solo fight. To avenge our father and our family. Those will heal me every turn to negate the damage that Schuser will be doing to me. I can just go ham. Ham sandwich. 7 Hell is a good ability because it does a lot of damage and doesn't cost too much WP. So I still want to heal if his claws are out and below 280. And he reveals that even though he was alive before Okanogi died, Okanagi's brain is in him for some reason. So, killing him means killing his father. We don't care.
Name of being a hero.
And after that, we get a call from the Cygnus. Come back, because Hawk has some information for us. Chooser.
Chooser, I hardly know her.
Oh, yeah. Gotta actually go back to this. Like, this is taking a while to go there. We talk to Hawk, and he tells us that he has a Black X disguise I can use. I'm like, why'd you get that? Never mind. Let's go. So somehow we managed to sneak onto the Black Ray, the secret Black X ship.
I love how Red kind of just floats around when he's in the disguise.
And I can't quick save after this point because of the mechanic. I have to fight Black X or M Black 2 right when we're about to land at the final base, otherwise we die. Sweet. So we go through a specific sequence of doors. If I remember my cardinal directions correctly, we'll be... I almost didn't there.
I was trying not to mention it.
Dodges here. Really hard to dodge that red one. It's not surprising I got caught. Right at the treasure you want to get.
Hey look, it's the Power Rangers.
Yeah. All of them. They're all dead. And importantly, do this menu before exiting the door, because they're about to pop off. Exiting this door, we fight M Black 2. Break up the Tiger Rampage. This fight's not too threatening. Look at all that damage from Tiger Rampage.
And you can hear Carl just like twitching to the right a bit.
The ultimate fighter.
spread's ready.
And red is dead. Cool. Alright, so the final dungeon. You might think 10 minutes, that's plenty of time. But it's gonna be a rough one, you know? This is the hardest dungeon in the game in terms of enemy dodges. All the corridors are super tight.
Yeah, there's like some enemy sprites in general that are pretty hard, and the final base makes it even harder.
So the black ray is about to self-destruct, and if you fight him before you're about to arrive at the base, you just die here. But because we're so close to the base, it explodes, but we're able to get there. And we use this point to transform. So from this point on, we're just Alkaiser. Try that one more. Yeah, you need someone to react to the fact that you're Alkaiser, so Cotton has to do it because we don't have anyone else. Oh, it's just whoever's in first slot, I see.
Sprites suck. Mech sprites suck as well, but
I'm gonna try that one more.
you can... Mechs are one of the few sprites you can control pretty well in regards to where they move, but it's still... because the corridors are so tight, it's really hard to try and get around them. And then birds just go wherever they want.
Okay, one more time for reals. Then I'll take whatever I get. That was just too bad. There, it's that easy. You want to get the bird stuck there, if he doesn't
Birds are some of the hardest enemies to dodge in this game because they basically run at the same speed that you run at times.
I'll take this.
And they follow you forever.
They just never
just like
de-aggro,
chase.
it's annoying.
No animals to absorb, so...
Yeah, like the stairs and this area where your battle rank can skyrocket. I think you can't, or even if you reach rank for it's fine, but I don't think you really can unless you deliberately go out of your way.
I want to gather all the enemies. They're all gonna get loose here. This room, I'm dead. That bird, there's no way to avoid. Fine. If he's still on that upper platform, there's a small chance you can do it, but it's basically impossible.
Yeah, stairs make it hard to dodge around things because the area you can actually walk is really small.
Because I killed that bird, I can use this section to dodge this berry. Attack the bird, whatever. Really. It really depends on where that bird is, whether or not you can dodge it.
the RPG trope remains true in this game. Birds are awful.
Birds suck.
William wonders, yes, Saga Frontier 2 will be after the All Scenarios relay.
So hoping I can dodge the bird at. That room kind of sucks, so take what I get there. This room I should be able to get through, no problem. If that one guy at the end moves a weird way, you can get caught. Otherwise, it's not. I think I was a little too high.
The whatever's running in the foreground, the pipes or whatever. You can't really like react to where he's moving.
Third is Falcon.
Yeah, the sleepy is showing.
Okay, one more try. For some reason, this one dude's giving me trouble. I don't think I'm going down far enough. I blame the PS3. The 1 millisecond of difference causing it.
I ran on PS3 when I first started running this game, and it was not fun.
This room's also in
there. The bug, the
Get over here.
Is so bad sometimes.
Oh, that bug
their
just
AI
came
is
at me.
super weird.
That bug was not having any of me.
The amount of blue I've run has taught me that bugs may seem innocent, but they aren't. They will chase you down.
Okay. There's two options. Take the... That was fine. Could have been worse. So there's one more room after this. We'll get a lot of encounters in it. It's a nightmare. All the rooms in this place are a nightmare. Different degrees of nightmares. There's still a couple dodges left in this. Probably get caught by one. I did put your badge. What? I forgot to push the button.
Oh. What are you acting off about?
Okay, everything's fine. Okay.
RNG manipulation.
Some of the bridge sucks too. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's one of the harder ones.
Rough.
It's fine. We're almost at the end.
Yeah, the last boss is enemies. Range 3 pushing.
Nah.
The amount of battles have been... Alright. I forgot you're always hopeful. Remain positive, even when Saga's doing Saga.
So, rip estimate on mine. So the dodges here are basically impossible. I'll go. I'll get one of them. So, dodge the one. Because if I waited there longer, it could have gotten bad. It could have came at me even though I dodged it. So we're almost free. Almost free of dodges in this scenario. And there's T26. We don't care about rank in T26, so... It just means a slightly longer final boss with a slight chance of dying. More than... means a lot more in this run, basically.
Yeah, ranking in T260 is important if you're trying to go fast, but for marathons, there's no real need to go rank 2, you can kind of just deal with a longer boss fight. Whereas in this, like, a longer boss fight can mean death.
So that's a forced encounter there, I can't. We find our family who didn't die. They have the key to the final room for some reason. Klein gave it to them, not sure why. Maybe just to mess with me. I don't know. Dr. Klein's motivations are mysterious. So that's the last forced encounter. So, gotta deal with dodges. We're good. Now, gotta see if we were good enough. We got a couple really good items at dungeons. Throw them on JNK. And now it's final boss rush time. Most SaGa Frontier scenarios only have a single final boss, but this one has a whole bunch of them. This is Black X, the leader of Black X, weirdly enough. But spoilers, he's not the final fight. His stats don't change based on rank, so we won't be able to tell in this fight, but the next one we will know. They go from 10,000 HP to 15.
Yeah, boss HP changes per fight basis. So there's a lot of boss fights where it just doubles, but you get some like in this scenario where it's not as simple as that. Because it's a SaGa game and things need to be
Awesome.
need to be their own thing.
We got a sweet combo there, so that'll take out Black X. And mechs are really good. You can throw on equipment to make them super powerful and super defensively strong, and they also don't really get affected by a lot of stats. They're the ideal for speedrunning, but there's some scenarios where you cannot use mechs, or they're too slow to get them set up, so you use mystics who you can get super powerful, but come with the expense of being super fragile. They're the only two you can get super powerful super quick. You can get monsters powerful, but it takes so much investment that you typically don't want more than one, except for Riki, where the scenario is based around monsters. But even then, you rely on robots pretty heavily. Klein shows up, he's like, that was just a robot I built. He wasn't the true ruler. And he also revived the 3 emperors, Urfa, Shuzer, and Arachne. So this is where we find out if we screwed up. The unfortunate thing with Tiger Rampage is a physical attack, so that we can get countered by the perfect counter. We're gonna repair that damage. Okay, I think we should be good. We're so we don't have to worry about that. So we will go overtime, but we won't die. Make sure my so stupid. So yeah, that's one of the 3 generals down. So next is Schuser. Aha. Let's work at him. Oh, that combo though.
Well, I shouldn't say surprise. I don't know how Cotton's going first.
He has a stat about 48 with this information, so it's pretty close to the other ones. It's all kind of in the same areas. Yeah, with rank 2, this fight goes pretty smoothly, especially if you get that combo. Just one-shot him, like wabam, wabam. Oh, thank God. Who cares about estimate? That's the only thing I really care about when I run red, is if I get rank 2 or 3. Alright, that's the final general down. Yeah, Chooser got blatted pretty hard. That's a Arachno down. Didn't even get a chance to do anything. You will be seeing a combo level 5 later on. Not in my round.
Unfortunate forced combo level 5. At least it's pretty easy to do.
I think that fight's special if you can do a super combo. It lets you do it more easily.
Yeah, Virgil, he doesn't act early, so you can do it pretty easily.
Alright, you get a free heal after those fights. Because M-Black 3 is modeled after Red, so he's more honorable than the other M-Blacks. So he's like, you know that enemy that you respect? The dragon in TV tropes terms? This is him. And he's actually a really cool fight. You can tell what he's going to do like some other bosses based on his sprite. And he has a somewhat scripted fight. Based on direction he's pointing and what he's doing. For turn 1 he always does 3 attacks. So if he's pointing left, that means he's going to attack Rabbit or Engineer Car, so they heal because Rabbit got damaged there. Otherwise I can use Heaven again. Pointing right. Next turn he's going to use Tiger Rampage on red. We're going to heal up red. Yeah, the fight is the bop. Fight music, I should say. Sacred Song, Tiger Rampage, and BJK is the human healer, so he has the meta pack for red. Actually, dead. That's fine. So I can use Final Crusade with red to heal him up. Next turn is Moonscraper, which is dangerous, that's why we heal red. Make sure he survives it so he can use Final Crusade. Scrape's coming up, don't worry. So if M-Black wasn't the leader, then the question becomes who is the true leader of Black X. I mean, Black X wasn't the leader of Black X. There's too many stupid names in this scenario. But it's kind of on purpose. It's supposed to kind of be a parody of Super Sentai stuff. So I give it a pass. But you'll remember in those weird dimensions there's a giant eyeball on the floor. You'll see the source of that giant eyeball soon. That is in Black 3. One more to go. Not too bad. I was looking at my TV. I was like, oh man, I'm way over. It's not as bad if I look at it. Oh wait, our estimates changed for doing that strat. And we get a preview. And Black is truly honorable to the end. Could have used your powers for... Fine. That's got... Now the true master of Black X shows up. If you've ever watched Gundam, you might recognize the Big Zam. It's like Big Zam was attacked by the Flood. And you get Boss X, or Xenoblack. I'm not sure what the actual name in Japanese is. Boss X is pretty good. Ultra Zam. The gimmick of this fight is that it slowly approaches you and then does a super attack on you, so you want to kill it before. Now we get that super combo here. So he shouldn't actually get to us. Is that the rank we're on? Oh, getting the super combos. Approaching. Yeah, they're all just waiting in the backstage. Is it my turn to be a boss yet? This should be it for a boss. Well, bam. True leader of Black X is dead. Alright, we beat Red. Not too bad. Yeah, 60 goes after this. D260 won't be as challenging. Don't really care about rank. Again, counters. We are strong enough to take them. Slow dissolve. Time ends on, I got none though, so I'll watch the ending. It's like 2 minute long, so no big deal. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, new world record. Pretty bold on my estimate to make it 130. So now peace has arrived. PS3 world record, that could be true. Oh, PS3. World record's like something ludicrous.
World record's 112.
Yeah, JP version's also faster, but it's also... Or is it Nitwit's run? I think it was on JP anyway. Actually, no, it's...
yeah, it was JP.
I think the world record on speedrun.com by Hyde. IG uses a different route still, I believe. It doesn't use cotton.
Yeah.
Now Carl turns out to be Hawk, and I'm relieved of my hero duties. The routes are generally faster.
Way faster, yeah.
Just because the text is way faster and stuff like that.
Mostly just text.
The end. The trailer comes up next. Everyone's favorite part. A game that will never exist. The evil has gone. But the next evil comes. Is there justice? Does justice ever exist?
Bezos, Michael here.
Twing. RX3. Yeah, that's red scenario. Yeah. I've got none. So we're gonna let the overlay get updated to T260 and then we'll roll right into that. We'll see how the PS3 likes T260.